back of the sinkhole.
After a good nap, we're doing some more work.
And it's my birthday!
It's your birthday, happy birthday, it's your birthday, boop, boop, boop. It's your birthday, happy birthday, it's your birthday, boop, boop, boop.
Happy birthday to me!
And hope you have an amazing day.
Oh, thanks. All I wanted to do was work on our big blue baby today.
So we took her bonnet off.
We took her bonnet off so we could appreciate what she really looked like without the bonnet. So good! So in love.
Oh yeah, oh yeah!
Get to work, Garcia. I'm just joking.
All right, here we go.
Freehand.
Yeah, freehand.
What are you scared about? You're so good at this.
I know. I'm just like.
Let me do it then. I'll do it.
Let me just make sure my line that I drew is square to the square I just cut. Perfect. All right. All right, I'm good now.
Don't mess this up on my birthday.
I'm not going to mess it up on your birthday.
Let me mess it up on my birthday.
All right, here I go.
Here you go. What do you got?
I have 18 1/4 there, 18 and 19 1/4 there, but it's bowed out because like we haven't finished working the flange and shaping it. So I think we might do, I don't know, we gotta go inside the bus and check it out. While working with multiple pieces of wood, we measured and calculated a ton before making our cuts because we only had one shot at each cut.
Because the countertop is around 25 inches from the front edge to the wall on the sink side, we used 2 pieces of black walnut to span that distance.
It's easiest to join the pieces together with squared up edges, which is why we ripped the live edge off one side. That'll make a nice shelf or something somewhere. What do you think, Aaron?
I like it. Look how cute that is.
That is a cute little shelf, isn't it?
Cutie.
Yeah.
Cute.
Clean up that edge a little bit.
A little bit.
Nice.
I love it.
We'll save this one for later.
Thanks, babe. We're prepared for more biscuit.
Biscuits, yeah. Yeah.
So we'll have a biscuit like this, like that, and a biscuit like that, and then a dowel on each side like that.
Nice. All right, let's dry fit this. What do you think?
Oh my gosh, look how cute that is.
Oh, I think that's gonna be perfect. That looks really nice.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
You like it?
Didn't fall the whole way.
Not the whole way.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. All right, let me have this, and then
I'll
you
save
go.
the camera's
Let me
life.
go move the camera real quick.
Oops. I'm back.
She's back from a nap, folks.
Take a nap.
Are you sure you didn't go take a nap?
I took a nap.
Okay.
Do we draw lines under this too? No.
Well, this doesn't. The distance here doesn't really matter right now because like the distance between here and here, here and here, and here and here need to be the same. So we can figure out what this is going to be so that we could then connect this and then cut the mortise here, cut the tenon here, and then make this one piece because then it's going to go in. And this whole counter, once it's all connected, we'll be able to do this, and be able to have it.
We just need to make sure our holes are set.
Yeah, and that we've got enough hangover here and enough hangover here to fit the sink underneath.
Okay.
But the L is what we're...
Yeah, we need to solid L.
Yeah. So let's see. So that was 22 and a half. It'll be approximately 22 and 3/8. So 22 and a half. And then not quite 22 and a half, but
22 and a quarter up there.
yeah.
Oh, but we just have to pull it.
Oh, here we go. This needs to actually go back anyway. There you go.
Yeah.
And it's
okay. Try it again.
And it's at an angle also. 22 and a half.
There you go.
Not,
almost a half.
but we could probably
I'll hold this corner. You rotate it.
But part of me is wondering if we just we make this nice and squared up to each other, and then make this edge and that edge square to each other.
Yeah.
Then, because once this, if we're going off of this as our square, then we hold this up right there, and then that's where the line actually needs to be drawn, because this shoulder needs to meet that shoulder, which is lined up with that shoulder right there.
All the shoulders.
All the shoulders.
Match the shoulders.
So if we're a little bit off there, and if the hole's a little off or whatever, then we could measure and we can draw straight lines and then square the hole up one more time.
Yeah.
If we had one slab of wood, it'd be easy because you just literally draw a box, cut the box out, and bada bing, you're done. But doing the piecing together like this.
This is why our joinery, our jointing is going to be so nice.
It's got to be top notch, doesn't it? So now that I marked this line here, which is back by about 1/4 inch, let's measure from here to there, which is 21 and 3/8. And let's see if it's 21 and 3/8 to, oh my gosh, that's almost perfectly 21 and 3/8. Cool.
Rock and roll.
Let's cut this tenon. Let's cut these two mortises and these two mortises.
Okay.
Sound good?
I hope I can do it.
Yeah, I know. Don't hurt yourself. So if you can do it, you can do it.
Okay. Let me do that.
But if not, there's going to be a lot of sanding.
Oh yeah, I can sand like a champ.
Yeah.
So last time when we were pounding out our mortises, I hurt my wrist because I was trying to be a champ and keep up to Brian. I didn't want to let him down. Not his fault, my fault, because I kept pushing beyond the pain, but the mortises kind of kicked my butt and hurt my wrist. So hopefully I can help him today. If not, I'm just going to be the sand champion.
Do you think it was overuse?
I don't know.
You overdid it?
He thinks it's tissue damage or something. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's not swollen, and there's no signs of bruising or anything like that. So it might be minor internal, a strain or something of the ligaments inside the old metacarpals or whatever.
It's your older body. It's breaking down.
Damn.
I'm just kidding. Line up that mortise tenon.
This is the tenon, baby.
Tenon. Can't see shit. And then shadow.
My shadow. Tenon 2.
Tenon 2. 36 to me.
See this cut here?
Yeah.
So I'm bringing it in so that the tenon stays within there.
Yeah, our last tenon was kind of living on the edge.
Yeah, it was.
So
You think that's probably good, right?
it's great. My professional opinion looks good.
If you're bringing your professional opinion into this here, there, Ms. Bick. This edge here lines up with the piece that comes out. Yeah. So we'll cut this first, and before we bring that one out, we'll set it flat against it, and then we'll mark where the tenon needs to go, and we'll make it just a little bit wider for wiggle room. That's the key. A little bit wider. That way you got a little bit of room to play with, and it'll be fine. Just because it's not super accurate. You can make tenons super accurate, but I don't think that my woodworking skills are to that stage yet. Not like Mr. Chickadee.
And if it's up to me, I say fill it with glue. As our buddy Jesse from Burnt Bridges Wood Co. says, do your best and glue the rest. So now we're gonna depth set the saw to 3/4 of an inch, and we're gonna cut across here, which will leave us, across the top of the tenon, which will leave us with a 1/2 inch tongue or tenon.
Unplug it before you depth set.
And put your safety gloves on, Brian.
I've got them on, Aaron, this time, remember? All right.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna call that good.
3/4 of an inch?
3/4 of an inch.
Yep.
Yep. We should probably check it though. Practice piece.
You didn't even go the whole way.
No, I just need to measure this front edge here. Pretty close. It's about, I don't know, maybe a 1/16 off, which is fine. We use the circular saw to cut the edges of the wood to create the tenon's shoulders.
Once the edges were cut, we switched over to the router to remove the rest of the material on those two surfaces. Looks great. Look at that. Oh, you're routing the whole sides. Got it.
And I'll do this side. And I'm saving this side for last because it's on an angle, and we might have to use the jigsaw to make that one work. Perfect.
Oh, you're gonna run into the wall with the foot.
Yeah, there's obstacles.
Oh, there it is. Oh, geez.
This is called overcoming obstacles.
That move's called do not try that at home, kids, unless you have experience.
You're a star.
Oh, thank you. Didn't see you there, but welcome anyway. I'm using a biscuit as a template for drawing the mortise lines here. I've already got the lines drawn here at the top, so I'm just lining up around where the center of the biscuit is. Did I just lisp? Biscuit. And then I'm just drawing these vertical lines here. So
you can get to know your biscuit.
Get to know your biscuit.
Biscuit placement.
Yeah.
An ode to Mr. Chickadee.
So Mr. Chickadee's got a really cool workbench. It has a wooden vise that doesn't damage the wood or anything, and it's got a block on it so that whenever he's pounding like mortises or whatever, the wood stops. Well, I needed this low because I'm gonna pull a chair up here to pound out the mortise for a little while. But as I pound, this is going to probably slide down. So what I ended up doing was get a piece of 2x4 and I butted up to the bottom of this piece and then I screwed it to the leg of the table so that as I pound, it's got a block to stop. So now it should be pretty freaking solid while we're pounding out the mortise.
Good job. That's smart, bud.
Thanks.
We started by drilling the mortise slot with a 1/2-inch paddle bit to depth. Doing this helps remove the majority of the material to reduce the amount of time spent banging away mortise slots.
Even if your paddle bit's 100 years old. After creating a bunch of sawdust or wood shavings, we blow out the holes with compressed air.
Then we used various sized chisels and a hammer to bang out the remaining material. While I pounded out mortise slots, Erin beveled the end of the drawbore peg she made out of the square pieces of walnut. Who needs a lathe when Erin can hand fashion these into a perfect rounds?
Yeah, look at that. Biscuit. That's a good looking biscuit.
Yeah. So I mark the center point of the biscuit with that little V there. That way I could see that it's gone in enough. That's just what I do.
Makes sense. Then you know when you're done.
Yep.
Does it hurt you?
No.
Not at all?
No. If you hold further back and let the hammer do the work instead of holding it further up here, then it's harder to hit up here versus being further back. I'm generally between this little area here, so it just really depends on what I'm doing. So maybe that's what's going on, I don't know. So those score lines that I put right here, they help to like identify the boundaries, but it also gives you a place to set your chisel initially on it, and then that way it doesn't walk on you.
That helps you get it out.
Yeah, it just kind of loosens it a little bit.
Removing wood chips from the hole as we go prevents them from becoming compacted in the bottom of the mortise slot. I learned that the hard way.
Nice grab.
Thanks.
You're done already? Taking a shot of his handiwork. Good job.
For the blog potentially, or get your Skoolie on. We'll definitely put it in to get your Skoolie on. So let's see. So that shows that it is a little deeper than that piece, which is perfect. And that one is, when it's pounded down, it'll be snug up just fine. Perfect. I think that'll be real nice. That biscuit.
He's a biscuit hole animal.
Another 2 holes pounded out.
Gonna dry fit this piece on.
Whoa, look at that.
Yeah.
Dang.
That looks good, huh?
You did good, bud.
Yeah, the biscuits are in. The biscuits are half sunk.
How's that biscuit?
Nothing like dipping a good biscuit in some gravy. Here's the gravy.
I'll give you a good shot. Go for it. Ooh, like a glove.
Perfect.
Whoa.
Nice. And the top is level. Like look at the, on this side, this is the top edge. You could see how, see how there's a little bit of wiggle in there? But that's good because that'll give us a chance to like pack it full of glue and then also get it to where it needs to be. And then we'll be able to set it. So now we can actually take this whole piece and bring it inside the bus, dry fit it. Even though we don't have the mortise set in the top of the counter, we could then mark where the mortise needs to be. So then we can bring that part of the counter out, dig that mortise out, and then take it back in and dry fit it again.
Yay, let's go.
Boo-boo.
How beautiful that is. What the hell happened? Did you drag it on something?
No, that was probably clamped to the table. I had to clamp it. There was no other way. We're gonna sand it again. Like there's still more working that we gotta do on these.
You sanded it so nice. I sanded it so nice.
She sanded it so nice. This
She
is
dented it.
ain't that the truth? I mean, all right. So let's measure. And that's there. 18 1/4. Right there as well. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Cool. The mortise on this one will make it a little bit left and righty. So it's gonna be a little bit wider than what this is because not all of this is perfectly square. And we've got to make sure that it fits. So
We need some wiggle room.
Yeah, because-
same for the
yeah.
biscuit.
Because when it comes down to it, this piece is going to be secured together, and then whatever we do over here is going to be all secured together. And then the last thing we do is when we bring this piece and this piece in separately, we'll actually connect these last two pieces in there.
All right. Love you, hey, Mr. Garcia.
This is beautiful.
I'm in love.
Beautiful. Sorry about marring your surface over here, babe. I'll go ahead and sand that to fix that.
No, I'm gonna sand it.
They're still, but we'll get it all sanded once we get them joined together. How about that?
You're not doing it. I'll do it.
I'm not in too much trouble.
He's in trouble. Believe me.
Always in trouble. She always gets me in trouble. Or do I get myself in trouble? I'm not sure yet. Still
Drop
trying.
it in the comments.
Solid nap.
That was a really good nap, Aaron. We're back to it, though.
Let's get to work.
All right, so where are we at today?
We're sanding!
And cut more pieces.
I'm just kidding. We're cutting more pieces so that we can fit this beauty together and start gluing this side of the L shape kitchen counter formation.
Nice. Sink here. The L is here, as you know.
Yep.
Induction cooktop built into the cabinet level. We've got some more biscuits to cut and mortises to mortise and tongues to make.
We've
And
got
then-
about 1, 2, 3 more pieces to maneuver in our future.
So we're gonna do some more
Finish
cutting,
this.
measuring, sanding, biscuiting, drawboring. Let's not be too boring. All right, here we go.
So the goal here is to make 24 dowels. We finally figured out how many we need. So Brian precariously cut me a whole bunch of these little cubes. We decided to go longer on them so we can just cut them in half, like we did with the little Bosch multi-tool. So once we pound in the circles, then the Bosch multi-tool, we just like cut them flush with the top of the counter. That's how we got these guys. So that works really good. So we've got a whole bunch of these and we're gonna make them into these, and then we'll hammer time them into the top of the counter with the drawbores, and then we'll be able to cut them in half and use the other half for the other holes. When I'm done with that, I'm going to continue sanding the surfaces of the counter, and Brian's doll, he's going to hammer out the, what's it called? Mortises. He's gonna hammer out the mortises because my wrist is still.
Using the router, we tested cutting 2 opposing mortise slots. Turns out, we like hand cutting them better because we ended up with a better fit.
So because the fence has a little hole in it for the router bit to go in, this edge deked into the little area and wasn't held and supported by the next piece of the fence, which caused it to walk on us. So we're gonna try to put it through again. We probably should have put up a sacrificial fence now that we think about it, but we didn't, so just what happens. We'll fix it.
सारी रात जागी ना सोई वे तेरी मोहब्बत सताया वे सारी रात जागी ना सोई वे सारी रात जागी ना सोई वे कटे गए दिन बीती रात आया ना सजना चल वे
Dry fit success.
रात जागी ना सोई वे सजना वे.
Like Aerosmith says, I'm back on the saddle again. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I realized. What we've both realized, first Brian before me, was that when doing the hammer time and chiseling out the holes, you don't need to smash it. I was smashing it like amateur hour, and that's probably why I hurt my wrist. So Brian's realized it's actually more about technique than smashing it. And if you can kind of chisel it away bit by bit, then use a smaller one to kind of
Dig it out.
dig it out, then you're not just like boom, 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 smashing it and getting so much impact up into this portion of the arm. So injury is avoidable, kids.
You live, you learn, kids.
Yeah. So
We're your pro.
Wear your pro. Now that I'm doing it a bit lighter and using the tools that I have instead of my amazing muscles,
Also,
it doesn't hurt.
nice tools.
Yeah, nice tools, but you don't want to break your own homegrown tools.
Yeah.
So, yeah, be mindful. If you feel like you're like trying really hard or like hurting yourself over something, just step back, reassess the situation, because you don't have to get hurt over it. It's supposed to be fun. And yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say about that. Now you gotta get me while I'm making it. Try to get it out. There it goes. Holy smokes, I think we're ready to glue. What's it time for?
It's glue time, girl.
Yay! Time to butter them biscuits.
So we've got an interesting situation on our hands. We don't have enough clamps to do all of this. So we're gonna kind of figure out what should be clamped together and kind of go with it. I've got a few ideas though about using the table itself as a clamp, because we've been using little 2x4s as little blocks to screw to the side of the table. I'm thinking that maybe we can get it clamped into place and then screw blocks into the table to kind of help, if you will.
That's a good idea, because even if we put, like say we put a flat piece of plywood underneath where all the joints are,
Yeah.
and then we could screw into that, because we need it flat underneath that, and then we'll be able to use the bar clamps and stuff.
Yep.
We proceeded to apply a thick layer of wood glue to the mortise holes, biscuits, drawbore pegs, and edges. If you're ever curious about the supplies we use, we've put together a list on our Amazon shop page to make it convenient for you to find what we like. If you find our videos helpful, we appreciate it if you use our links, as we earn a small commission at no extra cost to you.
Oh, by the way, this video is brought to you by you. We were able to use the revenue from this channel to purchase the wood for this countertop. So thanks. We appreciate you being here.
After one edge of the mortises are set with the drawbore peg, we then marked where the holes go through the neighboring piece of wood.
Cool.
Brian's just checking to make sure he made a dot on all of the biscuit in there. So what he did was took this and just put a dent in there. If you watch our last video, you'll see a little more on that.
Nice. It came apart real nice.
So now the goal is to take the dot and move it in a 16th of an inch, so that there, so that
And it's just approximate 16th of an inch. It's a 16th to 1/8 depending on the wood. So after drilling through, you may have to look and see if there's tear out on the back side, and you can either peel it off with your fingers, you might get a splinter, or you can take like a pocket knife or something and clean it off that way as well. You just want to get those little burrs that hang down from hanging down so it doesn't bind up whenever you're putting it into the mortise.
So we've put an extension piece of plywood coming off our table and a little kickstand, and we're good.
I knew this moose knuckle would become handy.
Right now, Brian's just leveling the table, and he's using the handy dandy moose knuckle. That little gap to close a little bit more.
That's probably good enough. Pretty good size counter there. Like, it's not in the bus, but like seeing you in perspective to it.
It's huge. It's really big.
So that's the sink hole. That's the induction cooktop hole right there. We still have one strip to put going this way up to the wall. We've got to put it inside first though, and so that we can measure it out to see how much more we need to add. All this being put together with little drops, a couple big size drops right here.
Can you just imagine our cooking show? It's gonna be glorious.
Yeah, it is.
I can't wait to cook in this thing. Holy smokes. On this thing with this beauty. Can't wait to cook with this beauty.
And,
And that beauty.
This thing holding the camera.
That guy. I like him.